live from New Berlin West High School. Gary Whipperman, W7, special guest Molly Beacom from New Berlin Eisenhower. Malls, welcome to W7 broadcast.
Hi there, thank you so much for having me.
This should be a lot of fun today. Good matchup here between two good teams. I'm still getting finished up setting batteries, everything else up, so you probably heard some of that during the pregame here. But hang with us, we'll be back. You're watching W7. It's Viking Wars on W7. We'll be right back. W7, we are back and ready to get this party started. New Berlin West hosting in black and Wisconsin Lutheran in white. Andrea Cooney on the circle for West, and just underway, first pitch, ball one. Again, joining us, Molly Beacom from New Berlin Eisenhower. Finished her season up on Tuesday. Unfortunately, not the way you guys would have liked, Malls, but you know, good season nonetheless. Good
For
career
sure.
at Eisenhower.
Thank you.
And you know, just thoughts on your team before we get too far into this.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Ike softball is something special. Hold it very near and dear to my heart. Definitely gonna miss it. I can't thank those involved enough for just creating such an amazing memory for me to always hold on to. But yeah, in general, those 4 years of my life, they'll always mean something to me.
Absolutely,
So.
and we all know how much you love softball.
Oh yeah, and I think it's clear. Oh, looks like a pop out.
That's the signature
Yep.
Andrea Cooney off-speed pitch there that really tends to cross batters up.
Yeah.
So first one up is an out. That is Reagan Derwin. So pop out to the shortstop, Elena Barnes. So one up, one down. Now Alyssa Kieselhorst, number 17, hitting second. First
I actually
pitch, ball
I
one.
played with her too. She's a really good player. Alyssa, we played with each other on the Heat. She always does a good job. She hits the ball hard, so let's see what she can do.
Well, number 2 hitter today for Wisconsin Lutheran. Third meeting between these two teams. West won both 15-1, and then most recently 7-6. You know, Molly, talk about how hard is it to beat a team 3 times in a year?
You know, it definitely is. It's a struggle. You know, every single time you got to go out there, give it your best shot. You know, you can't take any chances. You just got to play your game and hope for the best, honestly.
Well, I think, you know, you guys kind of experienced that this week.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I were talking back and forth after the game the other night, and, you know, Ike hadn't lost to Pius in 15 years,
Yeah.
and, you know, things didn't necessarily go the way that you would have liked, especially in some of the calls. But again, you know, you and I talked about this. I mean, it's one of those situations where if you don't want to get beat by the umpires, don't be in a position to get beat by the umpires.
Yeah, that's
you know,
what I was
that's
kind
just
of
how
saying.
you play
Yeah.
the game. 3-1 on Kieselhorst from Andrea Cooney. There's a strike in there. 3-2.
That was a nice pitch.
You walked the field before the game, Molly. Thoughts on the field conditions? Obviously, we've had a lot of rain, and it's a natural grass field and dirt infield. I mean, thoughts on the conditions of the field?
Yeah, let me tell you,
There's strike 3.
This season for softball has been horrible. I swear, too many rainouts. But looking at the field today, you know, I walked out there. It was pretty dry. That can kind of make the ball a little harder to field, you know, harder ground. It skips a little bit. The hops aren't necessarily true. So we'll see how, for both teams, we'll see how the infield kind of impacts their game of play today. Looking at the outfield, too, it looked a little soupy near the back by the fence. We'll see how it goes. It's a little windy, too, so the ball might move around a little bit.
Right. Well, it should be interesting in the outfield,
For
especially
sure.
fly balls
Yeah.
with the wind going as it is. Probably about 15-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
74 degrees at first pitch. Can't
It's
ask
a
for better
beautiful
than
day.
that.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful day.
Better give Pops a shout out. I know he's
yeah.
watching.
Dad, hello.
Chris Beacom, thanks for all your support, pal. Appreciate it. Thanks for everything. You got a fantastic kid and a younger one coming up behind her.
you.
So we're big Beacom fans and just appreciate your guys' support over the years. And we're not ready to let this one go yet. So 3-0 or 3-1 on Wanschneider. This is Kimberly Wanschneider. 2 outs in the top of the first. Swing and a miss. Thoughts on Andrea Cooney at the circle, Molly? I mean, you faced her several times this year.
Yeah, you know, I've seen her a couple times, and I'll say, you know, she's a really good pitcher. She does a good job mixing speeds. Placement-wise, she does a good job hitting her spots. I don't know exactly who calls their pitches, but, you know, they also do a really good job, I'd say. They do a good job of reading the batter, reading the swing. I want to say it's Coach Minnick, but, yeah, no, she's a really good pitcher, and she definitely knows how to work the count and get up early in the count easy.
And I think she's more comfortable when she works ahead on the count.
No, I would say that as well. She's more confident.
And there's ball 4 right as we say it. So Wanschneider gets on with a 2-out walk, and now Melissa Ton
I will say, too, she does have really good composure. I know that's really hard for a pitcher.
And she's
Kinda
just a sophomore.
Yeah, for being a younger player, too, to not let your emotions get the best of you. She does a really good job in the circle.
First pitch to Ton is high, 1-0. Well, you got the all-conference, I say all-state catcher behind the dish, and Kat Burkhart makes running a challenge going to second base. A lot of times you assume, hey, if I'm on first, I'm going to get to second, but with Kat back there, that's not necessarily true. Hit on the ground to second. Minnick went past Minnick and into the outfield. There'll be an error on Lydia Minnick. So a 2-out error keeps the inning alive for Wisconsin Lutheran.
That's kind of like what we were saying earlier. I really think the ground might have an effect on both teams. It's harder to field the ball when the ground's a little bit harder because you really got to stay low, field through it, catch the ball on the lowest bounce, stuff like that. So we'll see how it affects both teams today.
First and second now with 2 outs.
Good hit.
And that's hit in the left field. And that's going to get past Maddie Timmers. 1 run will score. And coming around third and holding at third will be Melissa Ton on a 2-out double. Boy, that error comes back to haunt them right away. And Timmers had trouble with that ball in left field. I think we just talked about this, Molly. That wind is going to play havoc with the ball out there.
For sure.
Well, if you're New Berlin West, this is exactly how you did not want to start. You want to jump out of these guys right away and not get behind. And right away, it's 1-0 here in the first. So Juan Schneider scores, and Ton goes to third. So now second and third with 2 outs. And that's a fair ball over first base. 1 run in. Did that look foul to you, Molly?
It looked like it hit the line, so fair ball. That was.
Look at Molly sticking up for the umpires.
I got to stick up for the umpires,
So a 2-out single.
Couple clutch hits right there. That's the biggest thing, especially with playoffs games. You get runners on, you got to do whatever you can to get them around.
So Leah Pino scores, or Leah Pino singles. Thompson at third, Pino at first, and now Eva Pino. Popped up into right field. That's Hannah Johnson territory, and she's got it for the 3rd out. But 2 big runs for I can't say the Vikings, they're both the Vikings. For Wisconsin Lutheran in the first, half an inning in, it's Wisconsin Lutheran 2, New Berlin West 0. You're watching W7 Live. Okay, Molly, I got your face up there on the
oh boy.
on the screen here. Our guest analyst today, Molly Beacom from New Berlin Eisenhower. Glad to have Molly on. And let's go through your lineup real quick for New Berlin West. Leading off at shortstop, number 12, Elena Barnes. Hitting second at second base, number 18, Lydia Minnick. Hitting third, the catcher, number 11, Kat Burkhart. In the cleanup spot, number 15, third base, Lulu Stevens. Hitting fifth, the designated player, number 16, Elena Ward. Hitting sixth in center field, all-world center field, number 3, Alyssa Malman. Hitting seventh at first base, number 4, Emily Stange. Hitting eighth in right field, Hannah Johnson, number 5. And hitting ninth is the left fielder, number 10, Maddie Timmers. So for New Berlin West, it is Barnes, Minnick, Burkhart, Stevens, Ward, Malman, Stange, Johnson, and Timmers with Andrea Cooney on the circle. Here's Elena Barnes, got moved into the leadoff spot earlier this year, and Coach Minnick has been really pleased with the production out of Elena in that top spot. She was hitting number 9 before, now moved up into the number 1 spot, and really opens things up for Kat Burkhart to be able to move down to the number 3 spot and find opportunities to drive in runs. That's good for the team. 1-1 on Barnesy, fouled off, 1-2. Elena's just a freshman. Boy, there's a lot of depth on this team, Molly.
No, I know there really
team.
is. When you were listing out their lineup, I was thinking, I was like, yep, they really do have a strong offensive lineup.
And it's one of those things where you can't say, well, let's just, if we get around Burkhart, we're going to be fine, because that's not necessarily true. And that one just missed. The Wisco fans not overly thrilled with the call. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Barnesy. Nobody out in the first. Oof, just missed. 3-2. So we got 2 Barneses. We got the one here at West, and then you got one over at Ike.
Emily Barnes.
Emily Barnes.
Yep. That's a nice
hit into left field and caught. by Magdalene Johnson.
She did
One
a
up,
good
one
job.
down. Nice job by Johnston out in left field. Now Lydia Minnick.
I'm excited to see what she'll do here. I know whenever I'm at third, it makes me a little nervous. I'm like, is she going to soft slap? Is she going to pop it up somewhere?
Lydia, from what I've seen this year, is one of those things where she may not get a hit every time, but when you really need something out of her, she'll make it happen.
She does a really good job of executing.
What's your thoughts on the whole slap hitting thing, Molly? The first time I saw it, I got to tell you, it was actually when you guys played Franklin a year ago, and I don't remember who it was from Ike that was a slap hitter last year, but it really just kind of threw me for a loop. I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
Honestly, as a defensive player, sometimes when a slapper comes up in the lineup, it does make me a little nervous. You know, it's coming at you faster. They just kind of get to the contact point and just kind of fire it right at you. But if you're on the offensive side and you have a slapper on your team, I think it really just mixes up the lineup, adds a little diversity, and, you know, they're honestly going to get on base. I think it's a lot of confidence that you can put in them as well.
What do you do at third base when those batters come up? How do you play that?
I usually play pretty far up. I know with my sister at shortstop, we always talked a lot. We'd always go back and forth. But, no, I'd usually play pretty far up. Ooh.
Back to the circle, and we're going to have Minnick on first. We'll go to second on an error. That's a single for Minnick, and then reached a second on an error. I think she'd have been safe even if the play had been made at first cleanly.
I agree with you there. Really heads up by taking 2 on that, too. I like her aggressiveness. I think she does a good job of staying heads up.
Yeah, this team, what I've seen, Molly, is they're very good on the bases. And that's good coaching, too.
Just very attentive and, you know, knowing the situation. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, here she is, Kat Burkhart. Gotta watch. She can hit anywhere. First pitch, ball 1 on Kat. Kat's still a firm believer in the real existence of unicorns, by the way. She firmly believes that. 1 ball, no strikes. That one inside, 2-0 on Kat. Catcher, she's got to be, what, 5'9", I would think? Fouled off, 2-1 on Kat. Just such a great athlete. I mean, just a terrific athlete.
Yeah, I was just watching her swing. Just a beautiful swing,
it's a gorgeous
beautiful
swing. And solid arm behind the plate.
For sure.
And hit, even on foul balls, it looks pretty, doesn't it?
Yes.
2-2 on Burkhart.
I like her approach, too. You can tell when she steps in the box, she has full control, which is really important in the game of softball when you're up to bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out in the first. And our old friend, the wind, kicking up on us. Kat calls timeout, steps out of the box. Lydia Minnick on second, reached on a single, and then second on an error by the pitcher, Melissa Tahn. So Tahn on the circle for Wisconsin Lutheran today. 2-2 pitch coming, and just laid off. 3-2, full count on Burkhart. Lulu Stevens is next. 2-0 Wisconsin Lutheran in the bottom of the first. And that may have been ball 4. Fouled off, still 3-2 on Burkhart. I assume she's got like the green light to swing if she wants her. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah.
3-2 pitch ready. And coming from Tahn to Burkhart. Fouled off. Boy, good battle here between these two. Mentally, what's that like, Molly? You get in these battles where you foul one off after another after another. I mean, what do you think about as you get deeper into these at bats?
Yeah. You know, I think it's a really stressful situation to be in. You don't know what's coming. You know, when you don't have as many strikes on you, it's kind of easy to kind of read what you might get called. But when you got 2 strikes on you, 3 balls, you don't know.
Popped up on the infield. Nice job by Samantha Thompson on the play. Minnick has to stay at second, and Burkhart is retired. Pop out foul to first. Now Lulu Stevens. Is there pressure in these situations, Molly? I mean, 2 out, you got a runner in scoring position. I mean, you don't want to let your team down, but you know, do you sometimes press a little too hard and you know, you don't get the at bat that you want?
Yeah, you know, I think with the pressure on, I think that's where you can really tell the difference between a good batter and a great batter. And you know, I will say, you know, she does a really good job in the box. She's strong. She hits the ball hard. I'm confident. I'm confident right now. Yeah, she's a really nice hitter.
And there's a strike. Last time we did a New Berlin West game, Lulu hit one over the center field fence against Wauwatosa East on her first at bat. So she'd love to duplicate that here today and tie this thing up, and she's very capable of doing that. Wind blowing, I don't know what direction. I wouldn't say it's out. I mean, it's really kind of a crosswind almost.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was out there.
1-2 on Lulu. 2 outs in the first. 2-0 Wisconsin Lutheran. Lydia Minnick at second. And swing and a miss, strike 3. No runs, 1 hit. There was 1 error and a runner left. We've played 1. Your score remains Wisconsin Lutheran 2, New Berlin West nothing. You're watching West Softball on W7.
So, update, it's the second inning now, and we're up 2-0. Welcome to my vlog channel.
Up to bat, Alyssa Mallman. Up to bat, Emily Stangy.
W7, we are back live. Had to let some cameras do some charging here. The heat is kind of impacting a little bit. So if it's not the cold, it's the heat. I swear these things are so temperamental. Now you know why. So Molly, once again, thank you for calling me every single day last year, asking me to do softball, because actually I do appreciate it. We've had so much fun. It's such a great sport, and I love the players, just the community itself. It's so fantastic. And it's one of those sports that it's like its own little world in itself. I mean, it's kind of like softball against the world because it doesn't get a lot of attention, and so you rely on each other to help kind of keep you fueled and motivated. And I really love that about the game.
I know all the girls that are impacted by W7 definitely love all the work you put in, love all the attention from it, stuff like the social media. You hype us up really well. And,
Try to.
And,
you guys deserve it.
You do a good job of bringing attention, not only that. And there's I think there's a bigger issue with it, women's sports.
Agree. Yes.
The fact that you're taking your time and your own personal time to do it. I know it's not only respected, but everyone's very, very thankful, myself included.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure. I love doing it. It's so much fun. 2-2, and there's strike three. So maybe Cooney settled down a little bit here in this inning. And you mentioned it during the break, Molly. This is uncharacteristic of West to make errors like they've had the first couple innings here. So, maybe a strikeout here by Cooney, and maybe things can settle down a little bit, and these guys get back to normal.
Just kind of light it off, yeah.
3-0 in favor of Wisco in the third. An upset to say the least so far, and this one's pounded into right field, and a great catch. Emily Stangy on the catch at first. Nice job by Em.
Especially
Well, she's tall and athletic, and it's good to have that at first base. And lefty also, I mean, able to stick that glove right out there and nab it. So now 2 outs and nobody on. That makes a big difference. 1 out, a runner on, and 2 outs and nobody on. Here's Samantha Thompson. She doubled her first time up. And hit hard in the left field. Another hit for Samantha Thompson. 2 for 2. Same spot, yep. She does. May want to pitch outside on her. That one looks right down the middle. And you know, that's always kind of the thing with Cooney. I mean, if you can survive the first couple pitches and get ahead of her, she's going to throw you some strikes, and you'll have a chance to get some good looks. The key is, you know, you don't get behind on her on the count because she loves working ahead. 2 outs, runner on first. First pitch, hit on the ground, back to the circle. Cooney's got it, throw over to first. To Stangy, nice stretch by Stangy for the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left. Head to the bottom of the third. Your score remains Wisco 3, West nothing. You're watching Lady Viking softball on W7. Bottom of the third, 3-0, Wisconsin Lutheran. Wisco got 2 in the first and 1 in the second. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. They've left 2. For West, no runs, just 1 hit. 2 errors, and they've left 1. Well, I think it's critical here, Molly. Sorry, but I think it's critical for West to get something happen here in the third.
No, I double that. I think Hannah Johnson's the perfect one to get us started, though.
Love Hannah Johnson.
Love her.
Boy, she's just fantastic, isn't she? She's just such a great kid.
Yeah.
And good energy.
For sure.
Her dad's okay. He's not great.
Come on now. No. Love Coach Johnson.
Yeah, I love Bobby. Great guy. A huge supporter of what we're doing.
For sure.
Bob's been there every step of the way. And, you know, certainly I would say, you know, in our top 1% overall, especially in softball, he's been so great as far as just supporting what we're doing. 0-2 on Johnson. That one's low. 1-2 on Hannah. You know, Hannah's a funny kid because she's one of those kids, when you first meet her, she seems really shy, but she's really one of the most outgoing kids you'd ever meet. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
With that dugout camp, she loves that thing. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out in the third. And that was a high one. She went after it, strike 3. 1 up, 1 down in the third. Now Maddie Timmers. First pitch on Timmers is a ball, 1-0. Maddie, one of our basketball players. She's actually a 3-sport athlete, basketball, volleyball, and softball. That is one busy kid.
Wow.
Met her dad. Her dad does a ton in the youth programs and really involved in New Berlin West athletics. 1-1 on Timmers. We're going to do some New Berlin West basketball this year. We took a year off after we spent a lot of time with the West kids and last year with Alyssa Nelson and Lauren Kahns and Lauren Myers and Keelan Behrens and Maddie Fritz and that group. And then we kind of took some time off from West last year. We're going to get back plugged in doing some more West games again next year. See Megan Kozadowski her senior year. 1-2, and there's strike 3 on Timmers. Boy, Melissa Ton looks really good so far today, Molly.
She really does. She's working the count. It looks like she's hitting her spots too. I'm curious to see what it would be like in the box, see where she's pitching it, see it just be in the minds of the West girls and just kind of know what's going through their head right now.
2 outs, nobody on, and leadoff hitter Elena Barnes squares up the bunt, takes strike 1. Barnes flied out to left her first time up, 0 for 1. 3-0 in the third. Wisconsin Lutheran upsetting the #1 seed in Division II, the New Berlin West Lady Vikings, and Woodland West champions. Strike 2. You know, we talked about this in pregame, Molly. We may run out of time in this inning, but you made a very good observation, and that is West seemed to come in extremely loose, really casual, and Wisco seemed to come in, you know, really
very focused, very focused.
Right.
Yeah, no, I definitely saw the 2 different environments, just kind of sitting here watching. West, you know, they're always very high energy, you can just tell the smiles on their face. They're genuine, they're happy, they're enjoying themselves. Whereas, you know, Wisco, they were focused.
Yeah.
You could tell just watching their pitchers warm up. They just had a look on their face. You know, they were serious. They were ready to get the job done. And I think it could be both positive and negative too. You know, if you come out too loose, maybe you're just
right.
like that. You're too loose. You're not ready. Whereas if you come out too focused, I know I tend to think too much. So It could go either way. It could really go either way.
Kind of depends on the player, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I would
really
agree with you
what
there,
you need to
for
get
sure.
ready. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Barnsey. And
Nice
that
hit.
one's hit in the center field. Rounding first, looking at 2, but she'll hold it first. A 2-out single for Elena Barnes. Maybe the spark this team needs to wake up and get going here. Now Lydia Minnick, 2 outs, and Barnes on first. Minnick singled her first time up and got the second on an error. And if you're Minnick here, you're again just looking to get up, make contact and get on base, but you got good speed at first in Barnes. She's going to take off and go for second, and she's in there easily. Looks at third, but holds up there at second. Stolen base for Elena Barnes on the first pitch. Well, she was running right away, Molly. You can see that. There was no question she was going.
No question.
Catcher for Wisco is Eva Pino. Eva actually took our War of the Vikings theme and put it on our Instagram today.
Oh, really? That's too funny. That's nice. That's nice.
I told the kids, I love it when they do that. I love when they take our stuff and make it their own and repost it and things like that. And I've always told all the kids, you know, anything that we post, you're free to take and do with what you want, obviously, respectfully. But, I mean, if you want to repost it or if you want to mock it up and make changes to it and do it your way, do that. Trying to steal third, and Barnsley's out at third. Pino got her that time. Eva got her once, not going to get her twice. Nice throw from Pino down to third. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. We've played 3, and your score remains Wisconsin Lutheran 3 and New Berlin West nothing. You're watching West Softball on W7. W7, top of the 4th. So, Molly, we were looking at that play at the end of the inning here. What were your thoughts on Barnsley on that steal for third?
Yeah, you know, honestly, the ump was a lot closer than myself, but it looked like the tag was kind of high. I think she may have gotten under that. That ball is carried.
Hit in the left center field.
Oh, Alyssa Malman,
That's
no.
Malman territory. That's an out. The minute that thing made, the minute that ball hit the bat, I knew where it was going, and I knew that it was an out. Center field is where base hits go to die for New Berlin West.
Good
nice
hit,
play
good
by
hit.
Alyssa.
I feel Eva's pain there. You know, that was me all game when we played them.
Well, I even yelled out to you as you walked by. I'm like,
Yeah.
Molly, stop hitting the ball to Alyssa Malman.
No, she's a great center fielder.
She definitely is.
She really is.
1 up, 1 down in the 4th. Here's Magdalene Johnson, singled her first time up. Top of the 4th, 3-0, Wisconsin Lutheran. The 8 seed, shocking number 1, New Berlin West.
This is kind of like what we were talking about before. You just got to come out, play your game strong from beginning to end.
2-0 on Johnston. And this one's hit down the line at third. Lulu charging, throws to first in time. Nice play by Lulu Stevens to Emily Stange for the out.
That's a good play because, you know, especially when you're not expecting a bunt, usually you don't play too far up. So she was relatively far back playing her normal position, and to be able to run up, field the ball cleanly, get the out, that was a good play.
What are your thoughts on Lulu, Molly, especially as a third baseman?
Yeah.
I mean, that's your position. I think she's just fantastic.
No, I think she's really good. You can tell she has third base on lock. She's very confident in the position. I think with softball in general, you know, you can tell who plays where and why they play there, and I think she just fits the position well, and she does a really good job at it as well.
That curly red hair, she's a perfect Lulu, too.
It's a fun name to say, Lulu.
I like it.
I like
love it. I called her Lauren once, and she looked at me like, who are you talking
You're like,
to?
no, that's not me.
1-1. Same with, so Low Hill over at Germantown, Lauren Hill. Everybody calls her Low, so Low Hill.
Okay.
Low Hillman.
Yeah.
I think that's the funniest name.
No, that's funny to say.
Yeah. And she's a great shortstop for Germantown. 2-1 on number 0. This is Julia Trikel. Julia reached on a single her first time up. And this one's hit hard to right field, but foul. Out of play.
It looks like a lot of Wisco's balls are going towards the right side. I wonder if they're getting pitched, if they're late on the ball or if it's an outside pitch.
Good question.
Either or, they're still really getting all of it.
And that one missed. 3-2. Well, I'll tell you what, Wisco's done a great job as far as plate discipline and making they're making
For
Cooney
sure.
work through and work deep into the count, which she does not like to do. 3-2, it's high, ball 4, and Trikel draws a walk. You know, don't be surprised to see Coach Minnick have a short hook here on Cooney with Ella Wiskachil, the freshman, who can come in and pitch right away as well. So you watch it, you may see Wiskachil here soon.
That's always nice. Have a pitcher ready to go, ready to just step in the game.
Wiskachil's going to be a fantastic pitch. She's at the freshman. She's going to be something else, I'll tell you. First pitch strike. Let's see who we got up here. Reagan Duran. Reagan 0 for 2, grounded out to third and reached on an error. 0-1. And boy, that off speed is
that
just
was a nice
something
pitch,
else.
yeah.
It almost looks like it drops out of her hand. I mean, she does such a great job with it. 0-2. From Cooney. That would hit her. That hit her on the helmet, and she's okay. Reagan Duran will advance on a hit by pitch. Oh no, they're gonna walk it back and call it a foul ball. So still 0-2. Boy, it's one of those games, Molly, and I know you've played these where it just seems like things that if it can go wrong, it's just going wrong for West. And yet they're still only down 3-0. I mean, it's not dire by any means. There's a ball going for second, and safe. She had a good jump. Burkhardt a little bit late on the delivery.
I wonder if it was a communication thing. I know with our catchers, we talk a lot. We always are talking, you know. Is she going? Is she staying?
Right.
Because as a catcher, it's hard. You got to focus on catching the ball. You don't have much time to just sneak a peek and see if she's going to be taken off.
1-2 on Reagan and fouled off. Well, you got Trikel in scoring position now at second. You don't dare try to get her to third on a steal because Burkhardt, that's a short throw for Kat. She's going to get you on that one. But a single, you know, she'll be running at the, at the crack of the bat.
Crack of the bat, yep.
And that one missed. 2-2 on Reagan Duran.
I will say Wisco does have some very, very good plate discipline. Some of these pitches look very close.
They've done a great job at not swinging at balls. There's that off speed, missed. Full count now, 3-2. Trikel at second, Reagan Duran at the plate. Alyssa Kieselhorst will be next if Duran can get on. Duran backs out of the box. Well, it looks like we got some New Berlin West guys up in the football stands up there turning around watching the game. It's a good spot. 3-2 pitch ready and coming from Cooney. That's ball 4. I'm keeping an eye on Coach Minnick to see if he's looking at Wiskachil, and he hasn't moved yet. Oh, here he is. So right on cue, here he comes. So Coach Minnick will come out and talk with Andrea. It doesn't mean he's gonna pull her, but he's gonna have a word here with her.
I think that's a good
What
coaching
happens in these
decisions.
meetings, Molly?
In these meetings?
What really? So give us the inside dirt of what really happens.
What, do you want to mic him up or
in
something?
these
Just give him a
meetings.
microphone. Have him hop in there.
I mean, are you talking about what you're going to do later and, what's for dinner? I mean, what really goes on in there?
I got to say, when the coach comes out, it's all seriousness. You just got to wind down, take a deep breath. I mean, I personally like when the coach walks out and gets us all together. It's just a breather, just a minute to just kind of let it all sink in before you go back to your position and just play the game. I mean, when it's player to player, though, I'll walk out to our pitcher, Taylor Pride. We'll joke around. I'll usually, if it's like a hard inning, I'll go and I'll tell her a joke or something, give her a little rub on the back, and we'll be good. I'm like, you got this, girl.
Taylor's here, I think.
Yeah,
actually.
she is. I'm looking at her right now. I don't think she's looking at me, though. It's okay.
If Shy doesn't show up, we may have Taylor come in for an inning and join us.
We should. That would be fun.
Let's have her come in the 5th inning.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Shy Sawinski from New Berlin West was planning on coming in. I don't know if she's going to make it or not, but if she doesn't, we'll bring Taylor Pryor to talk a little bit.
No, that would be fun. That would be fun.
3-0 in favor of Wisconsin Lutheran. First
Good
pitch
eye.
ball to Kieselhorst. First and second, 2 outs. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for Wisco. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors for New Berlin West. We're in the top of the 4th, and that one missed 2-0. My guess here, Molly, if if Cooney puts Kieselhorst on, you're going to see Ella Wiskachill,
That's what I'm thinking too.
which will be a tough spot for Ella to come in as a freshman with the bases loaded. But ball 3-0 on Kieselhorst.
These are all really good pitches. She's
They
just
really
missing.
are.
She's
She's
right in the
missing,
zone.
yep.
She's right in the zone. Hopefully she can fight back and at least give him something in the box.
Well, you think she'll be taking here 3-0.
There we
There's
go.
a
There we go.
strike
That's
in
a nice
there.
pitch.
55 pitches for Cooney, 25 balls and 30 strikes. 3-1, unofficially, of course, 3-1. And that one missed. Ball 4. Kieselhorst draws a walk, and now the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and Coach Minnick is popping back out of the dugout. We're going to see Ella Wiskachill.
Definitely a tough position for a pitcher to come into, like you mentioned.
And as a freshman,
As
too,
a freshman,
nonetheless.
too, yeah.
But I'll tell you what, she is a tough kid, Wiskachill. She really is. And a really good, not a good pitcher, also a good fielder. Very good on the circle as far as making plays on balls hitting her in her area. So Cooney will give way to Wiskachill.
Just looking at her body language and how she's walking to the circle, I think she's really ready to just tackle this, though. So that's really good to see.
So Ella Wiskachill will come in in a tough spot, but this is where relief pitchers come in. This is where Ella makes her money right here, so to speak. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 4th, and we're going to put the ball in the hands of freshman Ella Wiskachill. She'll get her warm-up pitches here to Burkhart, and you got to say it's really good for Wes. You got Kat Burkhart behind the plate because she's such a calming influence,
Exactly.
and it's good for a pitcher to have somebody like that as a catcher behind you. And you got a lot of experienced kids behind you on defense as well. And I think it's almost one of those cases where they may just, Coach Minnick may just tell Ella, pitch strikes, and if they hit it, let the defense pick you up. I don't think she's got to blow anybody away here. Although she's got good speed, really good movement.
I believe we faced her in our second game. I'm just trying to think of what she threw.
A lot of heat.
Yeah, from what I remember, she did have some really good movement. She worked really nice low in the zone, if I remember correctly.
Well, 3-0, and here is Kimberly Wanschneider. She has walked and struck out. So 0 for 1 officially for Wanschneider. Treichel at third, Derwin at second, and Kieselhorst at first. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 4th, 3-0. New Berlin West trailing Wisconsin Lutheran. Winner here to meet the winner of Cudahy and Pius. First pitch, strike 1. That was high. She went right after it. Wanschneider chased it. So Ella got her to go on a high fastball. 0-1 on Wanschneider. Strike 2. Ella's just firing, just rearing back
Very
and
good
firing
pitch.
pitches here.
Yep.
I like this approach a lot.
Me too. Honestly, from the hitter's perspective, too, it's never easy going in, end of the inning, new pitcher.
Right.
You're not used to it. You haven't seen her one time through yet. You're starting it off.
Wiskachill
There
on
we go.
3 pitches,
Great
strikes her
pitch.
out to save the inning.
Way to end the inning
The
right there.
freshman coming up big in the 4th for the Vikings. Your score remains after 3.5. Wisconsin Lutheran 3, New Berlin West 0. The Wisconsin Lutheran may look back on this inning as a turning point in this game. We'll see. You're watching W7.
Oh, you hate those.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know. Well, you get them next time. They'll make a mistake. Let's go. We got this. Come on, guys.
Hi, ready? Ready, look down. Down. Ready? Ready, score down. Down.
Oh, no. What are they doing?
Can they see it?
Yeah.
I need aqua. Agua. Woo. I need some agar. Need some agar? Need some agar. Need some agar. What?
Valerio, let's go now. Let's go.
And bottom of the 4th, we had a peek of the dugout with New Berlin West and Hannah Johnson and Kat Burkhart and Molly. You were commenting, a testament to them that hey, they're down and it's a playoff game, but they're staying loose and just being who they are.
No, I think that's big. always staying positive, always giving a positive viewpoint of the game. You know, even if you're down, who says you can't get back up, you know?
Well, and this is where I really just respect Coach Minnick and what he brings to this team in that, you know, he doesn't try to pigeonhole the players into being, you know, an image of him and who he is. He wants them to be themselves. Obviously, you gotta play hard and compete, but at the same time, he understands that they're teenage girls and they want to have fun too.
Exactly. I really respect him for that too. Just that whole coaching mentality of that.
Yep.
And understanding that. No, yeah, for sure.
And I've said it several times, and I firmly believe it. I mean, we're friends, but I still believe, you know, he is the perfect coach for this team. He really, his personality is the perfect fit for this group, and Jordan Napoli did a great job in bringing him in. Jordan, the athletic director at West, does a fantastic. He's a premier athletic director in this state. One up, one down in the fourth. Do you almost feel like you're just waiting for something to happen here with West? I mean, here's Kat Burkhart. Kat 0 for 1. You know, it's the fourth inning, and she's finally getting her second at bat.
Yeah. I'm excited, though. I think something's going to happen. I got a feeling.
Boy, Melissa Tan has done a fantastic job on the circle so far.
She's really doing a great job.
51 pitches, 34 strikes, and 17 balls. There's a swing and fouled off. 1-1 on the all-conference catcher, Kat Burkhart. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out in the fourth. And hit high in the air to center, right center, and caught in right field by Reagan Duran. That's a second out. Good contact by Kat, but she just got underneath it a little bit, though. And Duran there to make the play, and that's 2 outs.
We'll see what happens. We got Lulu up.
So 2 outs, nobody on in the fourth, and here's Lulu Stevens. Lulu struck out her first time up, first pitch high, 1-0. Do you start panicking yet, Molly? I mean, you know, is this the time to do that yet? Do you start getting concerned if you're West at all?
You know, honestly, I think the biggest part about softball is just always stay up. Always stay positive. You can't get worried. The minute you get worried is the minute that things start compiling.
You start playing tight.
Errors start happening. You know, you're worried about every single swing. Do I swing at this pitch? Do I not swing? You just got to stay positive. You got to stay loose. You have to have the best mentality possible. And you have to know that at the end of the day, it's a game.
Right.
You want to win,
right.
But what's most importantly, you need to leave it all out there. You need to play the game you love with the people you love, and have a good time.
1-2 on Stevens.
She's a good hitter, though.
I
think she'll battle back from this count.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the fourth. 3-0. Wisconsin Lutheran with the lead.
Good hold.
Laid
good
off.
Hold.
1-2. 2-2, beg your pardon, on Stevens.
And that's the thing, too. I'll say it for myself because I know this has always been one of my struggles is when you're low in the count, you know, you got 2 strikes on you and they pitch you a high pitch, you want to go on it. So I've been seeing that from both sides, which is smart by whoever's calling their pitches. But that's a tough one to lay off.
Well, good job by Lulu. She's worked the count full now, 3-2. 2 outs in the fourth. 3-0 Wisconsin Lutheran. Laid off,
Good.
ball 4. Nice at bat for
There we
Lulu.
go.
Great job battling back from a 1-2 count to get a walk, and she's on now for Elena Ward. Ward grounded out to the pitcher her first time up.
We'll see what happens. I'm excited. I think we got a ball game rolling right now.
There's no question. Could have a W7 Instant Classic on our hands here, Molly.
I think so.
1-0 is the count on Elena Ward. 2 outs in the fourth. 3 runs on 5 hits and 1 error for Wisco. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors for West. Wisco's left 6 runners on and West only 1. 2-0 on Elena Ward, the designated player. 2-0 pitch coming, and that's a strike. 2-1, throw down to first. Lulu's back in time. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tan has held this potent offense to just 2 hits so far. Popped up Foul on the first base side and out of play, 2-2. You can hear Coach Minnick say early.
You know, I will say, as a batter being in the box against a girl like Melissa in the circle, it's got to be tough. She has a look of intimidation on her face. It's truly a showdown when you're in there. It's just you, what she's going to pitch you, and if you're going to hit it. And she's really holding her own on the mound.
Hit down the line at first.
Foul ball, yep.
Ball. Well, new life for Elena Ward here. And you can see the West kids, they are all bunched up towards the edge of the dugout there.
I see them. They
almost
got their
on
rally
top
caps
of each other,
on.
got their rally caps on. They support each other so well.
Like, you really love to see it. They're a really great group of girls.
Ball high, full count on Ward now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. If Eleni can get on, Alyssa Malman, the senior, is next. Three-two pitch coming. Lulu will be taken off. There she goes.
Nice
and hit in the air to right. And caught by Durant for the out. Boy, good contact, but again, right to Reagan Durant. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We're headed to the 5th. Your score remains Wisconsin Lutheran 3, New Berlin West nothing. You're watching West Softball on W7 Live. So Cooney re-enters for Wiskachil. Ella faced 1 batter, pitched 3 balls, and they were all strikes, and struck out the Wisconsin Lutheran batter with the bases loaded. And of course, my scoring device just died.
Oh no!
It's been
Oh
one
no!
of those days, I tell you. First pitch, strike.
Honestly, my stuff always dies. I'll be on like a road trip somewhere, my phone's dead. My mom and dad are like, "Where are you?
Oh.
Where are you?"
Yeah, well, you're 18,
Yeah.
so that's allowed. I am slightly over 18, just barely, just by a couple years. 0-2. Well, good start here for Cooney, getting ahead of the count.
Yeah, she's ahead in the count.
Quickly 0-2.
And like we mentioned, she works better when she's ahead.
She definitely does.
Feeling
we
good
like
about
to see her
this.
get a strikeout here. And this one's hit in the air to right center, and Hannah Johnson's got it.
Yep.
The all-conference outfielder in the Woodland, Hannah Johnson, the senior. 1 up, 1 down in the 5th for Wisco.
Hannah really does do a great job in the outfield. She
is
reads
so
balls
great.
well.
Yes. And again, you got this crazy swirling kind of wind. I mean,
Yeah.
that's hard to deal with.
No, for sure it is.
1 up, 1 down in the 5th. And swing and fouled off. Reminder, stick around afterwards. Molly will be interviewing the Zone Athletics Find Your Zone Player of the Game. Surprise, Molly.
Oh, boy. You really had to lay that on me right now.
Oh,
Okay.
That's the way to do it.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I know you
I can
are.
talk all day. We know this.
Absolutely.
That's a great hit.
Hit in the left field. That's a base
Little blooper.
hit. 1 out single.
You know, I'll say I've never played much outfield, but just talking to some of my outfield friends, those are the hardest ones to field. You
Yeah.
can't judge them that well. Is the shortstop gonna take a good angle, jump up and grab it? Or are you gonna have to just full out sprint, dive? It's a tough one.
It's that no man's land.
Yeah.
You don't really know what to do with it. Well, now 1 out, runner on first.
Leah Pino, she was on my dad's team for a little bit. She's a good player. She really is a good hitter as well, so I'm excited to see what she's going to do with the runner on first. Maybe she can move her around. As a hitter right now, you're probably thinking ball to the right side, but with Hannah Johnson out there, you never know. She's really keeping it on lock.
Fouled off. 3-0 Wisconsin Lutheran in the 5th. And this one's hit on the ground, but foul.
Good idea, good idea.
So Samantha Thompson on first. And that one missed. 1 and 2 on Leah Pino. Two and 2 now on Pino. 1 out in the 5th. 3-0 Wisco. And that one missed. 3 and 2.
I will say I'm a little surprised that not a run is scored in the past, has been 3 innings?
Yep.
Two, 3 innings.
2 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. That's been it. Throw to second from Minnick
Get the lead runner. That was a good decision.
to Barnsey for the out at second. So fielder's choice.
She did a really good job, Lydia, of keeping that play nice and quick. When you're getting the lead runner, you really got to pop your feet, especially since she had to turn on her entire body. So that was just a really good play by her.
I'm catching up on my scoring here. My device found its way back to life here. First pitch, strike right in there. This is Eva Pino.
I got some history with Eva Pino too. She's an awesome person.
How so?
We played on the New Berlin Heat together. That's kind of where our Ike squad came from. That's why our seniors this year was such a special group, because we've been together since maybe like 10U. So she was one of the people. I want to say she joined 12U or so, and so no, she's a really great player, really great friend, great energy about her.
It's funny too, because I mean you guys all play together in different clubs and everything, and
It's such a small world in softball, let me tell you.
hit on the ground a second. Minnick
A bobble.
stumbles with it, and everybody's safe.
That's a tough one to deal with too. Especially because Lydia, those are her routine plays.
Right.
She knows she can make them every time. So when she does miss one like that, I bet it hurts. But she'll get it back. She's very athletic, so she does a really good job at a second.
So error on Minnick at second. Courtesy runner coming in for Wisconsin Lutheran. That's number 15. We'll get a name here in a second.
I will say, we talked about this a little bit at the beginning, like the overall field conditions. I think the hardness of the dirt's really affecting West, just being able to field through it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it's been a bit of a challenge. Alexis Hyman into as a courtesy runner. So now first and second with 2 outs. Johnston hits the first one foul, 0-1. Maggie 1 for 2, single and grounded out. 3-0 Wisco in the 5th. Boy, this could be a huge inning for the Vikings if they can get a couple more runs here. And that one missed, 1-1. And important for Cooney to get this batter. First and second, 2 out. And that one's low, 2-1. So Molly, if you're Lydia Minnick right now and you made that error, you got to be thinking, hey, we should be in the dugout now. How does that affect you when that happens, when things like that happen?
When an error happens that you don't usually make, because in playing Lydia for many years, that's usually one she always has. So it's definitely a struggle, but I think the biggest part about really any sport is just being able to make a mistake and have a short-term memory and move past it. I hope she has all the confidence in the world right now, because she really is a good second baseman, and she really does have a lot of talent out there. And so I hope she knows that play doesn't define her and that she'll get the next one, because she truly will. I've seen her make that play 1,000 times. So, well, maybe not 1,000. That's a little bit of an exaggeration.
Many times, though.
But many, many times.
Yeah. So Maggie Johnston here has worked the count full from Cooney. And ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the second inning in a row.
That pitch
here's
looked good, though.
Julia Treichel. Julia's 1 for 1, a single and a walk. 3-0 Wisconsin Lutheran in the 5th. Treichel, the number 9 hitter. Leadoff hitter Reagan Duran will be next. First pitch in there, strike 1. 0-1 on Treichel. Well, Wisco had the bases loaded in the 5th and left them all. We'll see what happens this time. That one missed, 1-1. Wisco has left 6 on.
All of Andrea's pitches are right in there. They must just be missing by a little bit.
Can't be by much.
Can't be by much, honestly.
1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Here's the 1-1. Swing and fouled off. 1 and 2 now. So Cooney working ahead, and she's done this a couple times where you get ahead 1 and 2 and then still lost the batter. So
we'll see what
gotta
happens.
win the battle
Yeah.
here if you're Andrea Cooney. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 5th. Good crowd here today at New Berlin West for this regional final.
There we
Strike
go. That's a
3!
nice pitch.
And that retires the side, and again, no runs for Wisconsin Lutheran. They leave them loaded for the 2nd inning in a row. They've left 9. We've played 4.5. Your score remains Wisco 3, West nothing. You're watching W7. Well, here we go, bottom of the 6th. The Viking Wars are, in full effect, Molly.
That's a fact. Let's see. You said we had Malman starting us off?
Alyssa Malman
Yep.
to lead off for New Berlin West in
I'm
the 6th.
confident. Yeah. I think she can get it started. She's a good contact hitter, and so I'm excited to see if she'll be able to place it somewhere.
Two balls and 1 strike on the senior, Alyssa Malman. Alyssa
Nice
0 for
hit.
1. Hit in the center. That's a
Yep.
leadoff single
Yep.
for Malman.
Great job.
Maybe the spark this West team needs to get going here.
Great job of keeping her hands high. It's easy to dip on those and pop them up, but she did a nice job.
Now here's Emily Stange, 0 for 1, grounded out to the pitcher, her first time up.
If I were Coach Minnick right here, I might bunt her, move the runner over.
Bottom of the 5th, 3-0. Wisco, 2 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and they've left 9. No runs, 3 hits, and 3 errors for West, and they've left 2. First pitch to M is a strike, 0-1 on Stange. Malman at first. Nobody out in the 5th. Chance for the Vikings to make some hay here.
Oop, there it is, there it
There's
is,
a
there
bunt.
it is.
Perfect call by Molly
Yep,
Beacom, and
yep,
nobody's
yep.
there. Molly called that
I
right
called that.
on.
I totally
Nice
called that.
Job,
That was nice.
Malls.
That was it. You know, I think this is saying that Coach Minnick and I, we just have the same
love it.
mind thinking.
I
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
awesome. I was
Well,
thinking it because, you know, I knew she was fast. You need to get runners on. If anything, move that leader runner. So, no, that's awesome. That's a great way to execute that bunt, too. Perfectly placed right down the first base line. That was awesome.
Well, I think for anybody that knows you, Molly, and me included, probably me first, well, maybe me second and Dad first, we're all pretty confident you'll be a coach someday
I
in
already
the
am
future.
a coach. Come on
Well,
now.
I mean a
No,
varsity high school
yeah,
coach.
we'll see. No, right now I just have my little 12U team, the Whitnell Rage girls. I love them. I love those girls so much.
First pitch strike. This is Hannah Johnson. Johnson struck out her first time up. That one missed. Heading
Ooh,
for
throws
third
off,
and
throws
safe
off.
at third. A double steal. Boy, Coach Minnick.
Yeah, he's playing down and dirty now. He's ready to get some runs. I like to see it.
No fear. And you can look at it one of two ways. No fear or just complete faith in these kids.
And, you know,
And I'm good with either one.
for sure. I'm thinking possibly bunt right now. Get the run in. We'll see, though. I don't know.
Second and third,
Yep,
nobody
yep.
out. There's a bunt.
Oh!
And she goes around
Okay.
for the strike. Boy, charging at third was Trikel.
Sorry, I'm excited. I need to stop with I'm like cheering right now.
So, Molly, third base of your
Yeah.
Trikel, I mean, what's your responsibility here with runners on second and third?
First responsibility. Let's see what happens
This one's
right here.
hit foul.
Looks like it's staying
and
foul.
out of play. So first responsibility.
First responsibility with the runner on third, less than 2 outs. Make sure this runner stays at third. Shoot her a look. Ball hit hard to you, ball hit soft to you, doesn't matter. She stays at third, she doesn't move. So it's got to be a pretty convincing look. It can't be one where she's going to jump on you the minute you turn your back. Make sure she stays, go to one. Hopefully the throw from one can make it to home in time if she decides to go.
Fouled off by Hannah Johnson. Molly Beacom joining us from New Berlin Eisenhower softball. And also of Brookfield Central Together documentary
Yes.
fame. Molly did all of our filming on the BC documentary that's going to
loved
be
it.
coming out in June.
It was such a great experience. I loved working with Coach Liebel and all the girls. Nice hit
Down the
right
line,
down
that's
the
a fair
line.
ball.
Sending her,
Molman
sending her.
scores. Coming around to home and in there.
Nice hit by Hannah Johnson.
Is Emily Stangy, and Johnson trying for third and going to be out. Clutch
There we
hitting
go. That was
for
really
Hannah
clutch.
Johnson.
Honestly, I'm not surprised. She always comes through at the perfect times for a nice hit. Hits
Right
the ball hard.
down the line. So Malman scores, Stangy scores, and it's 3-2. And Hannah thrown out at third.
Now we have a ball game. Now it's close. Here we go.
Here's Maddie Timmers. Timmers 0 for 1, 3-2. In the fifth. First pitch strike on Timmers. Timmers struck out her first time up. Nobody on, 1 out in the fifth. 3-2. Wisconsin Lutheran. And there's a foul ball. Molly, I think we got a W7 Instant Classic on our hands
I think we got an
here.
instant classic as well.
Well, and the last time these two teams played, West won 7-6, but they were down 6-2 in the last inning and scored 5 runs to win it. This is looking a lot like that. And this one's fouled off. And again, it's early yet. We don't know what's going to happen. But boy, so far, if you look back at your Wisconsin Lutheran, it's a case of what might have been. You've scored 3, but you've left 9 on. And that's a lot of runners to leave on base.
And this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. You know, especially in playoff games, you got to chip away every single inning. You can't really go an inning without scoring a single run. And I think we mentioned before they went maybe 2 or 3 innings without a single run when they did have the lead. In that case, you just want to get as many runs in as you can so you can take the lead and feel confident about them. We call them insurance runs, just so you have something to back up on.
Fouled off. Boy, nice at bat for Timmers.
Yeah, for sure.
Maddie's such a great athlete. She is such long, athletic, just a great athlete. Great
nice
eye-hand
quick
coordination.
swing. Yeah.
Good swing. Good head on her shoulders. She's going to be a fun one to watch at West the next couple years. And fouled off again. She's got such a nice stroke. A big smile on her face. Boy, you just love that.
She does a good job of getting her hands through the zone quick, and on a nice plane too. I know some people who have faster hands, sometimes they'll drop them, they'll raise them, but no, hers are moving through the zone really, really nicely.
And fouled off again.
This is a great battle.
Good at bat for Timmers.
And these at-bats are honestly the toughest for pitchers, you know. Think of how many extra pitches they're throwing. Those are all strikes that she's hitting, you know. So definitely a battle on both ends.
Here comes the 0-2 to Maddie Timmers. Off speed,
Nice.
missed 1 and 2.
Good eye.
Nice job at laying off that one by Timmers. Well, you see the West dugout. They are so engaged, so excited. I just love how excited these kids are. Strike 3, and that's the second out. I don't know, Malls, maybe a little high, maybe.
Maybe a little, yeah, maybe a little bit, but I will say, you know, still a great at bat. Great at bat. All right, top of the order. Let's see if we can get anything done with 2 outs.
So, Molly, in the next inning, we're going to talk about New Berlin Eisenhower and New Berlin West and just the relationship between these two schools, because I find it so unique and so interesting. And honestly, it's one of the reasons why I love New Berlin schools so very much. We'll talk about that in the next inning, and you'll be a great witness to that story. That pitch is fouled off. This is Elena Barnes. So stay tuned for that in the next inning. Maybe we'll get Taylor Pry over here,
Yeah,
too.
Taylor, I see her sitting over there. She wants us to call her over here.
No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the fifth.
Nice
hit. Hard
hit.
into left center.
Hands high, staying.
Nobody there.
Right in the gap.
Barnesy heading for second with a
Awesome.
2-out double.
Awesome. Great hit. Really got all of it.
Boy, that's big.
Honestly, now we got Lydia Minnick up. You know she'll do the job. I have confidence she'll get the job done.
Hannah Johnson getting thrown out at third looms even larger now, because
Yeah, this
that
is
would've-
true. This
she
is
would have
true.
scored. Not to second guess Coach Bennick, but I guess I'm second guessing Coach Bennick on that.
I love the aggressiveness, but then sometimes you got to know give and take,
Yeah.
give and take. Do we keep her? Do we leave her?
But they got where they were. They got the 2 runs by
Exactly,
the aggressiveness.
exactly.
They pulled the double steal and was rewarded for it. And I think you always err on the side of, you know, trusting your athletes to make the plays. So big double for Barnsey. And Lydia Minnick now. Lydia 1 for 2, singled and flied out. 1 ball, 1 strike from Melissa Ton. 83 pitches from Ton, 55 strikes and 28 balls. Slap foul and out of play right near us.
I must say, though, I really do respect Lydia Minnick's approach to the plate. Being a slapper, you have so much field to work with. You have so much control over where you put the pitch. And so for her to know the game on a deeper level like that, that's truly amazing.
And I've seen Lydia a couple times where she'll just pull the back
Yeah, and hit,
cut out
yeah.
and swing. And she's got a nice throw.
Swing.
Yep, nice swing. So she can definitely, she's not just a one-trick pony. I mean, she can pull the bat back and swing for power.
I think she's going to
here.
swing right now.
2-2.
Nope.
And strike 3. That retires the side. Well, 2 big runs back for West in the 5th. We've played 5. Your new score, Wisconsin Lutheran 3, New Berlin West 2. You're watching West Softball on W7. Top of the 6th, 3-2 in favor of Wisconsin Lutheran, and a special guest joining us here, Taylor Pry from New Berlin Eisenhower.
Hello.
Yes, Taylor.
Taylor, welcome to the party.
Thank you, thank you.
3-2, and Taylor part of the Eisenhower team, and tough ending to your guys' season the other night, Taylor. But again, great team and great coaches, and you guys, competed hard for sure. But it's got to be hard to sit here and watch another team play today.
Yeah, just a little. But I know a lot of girls on the West and the Wisco team, so it's fun.
So I want to talk about that, and either of you guys are free to discuss that. I mean, what are your thoughts? So I always find it so interesting, the West Eisenhower rivalry / relationship, because you all know each other and you root for each other, except when you're Kat Burkhardt.
Nice communication right there. She called that. Lulu busted out of the way.
Boy, nice right
job.
in front of us.
Good
Boy,
catch.
fantastic job by Kat Burkhardt. Is she a catcher or what, Taylor?
She is.
So athletic.
Super fast.
Taylor,
Super fast.
So you guys play West. I mean, you're here to root for them, but then when you play against them, you guys are big rivals. I mean, how does all that work with you guys, with Ike and West? I mean, what's the story with the Ike-West relationship?
It's a little on and off sometimes. When you're playing them, it's like,
Yeah.
gotta get them. Like, definitely don't like them. But when I play with half these people on my club team, so
Yeah.
I'm like super close with them, but it's fun. It is, because you know how they hit, you know how they play.
Yeah.
So you can use that to your advantage. But I mean, so do they. So.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, especially with Coach Minnick, because I think everybody has seen Coach Minnick on the diamond before high school with the Magic, especially with us being from the Heat. And so, he knows how he's seen us for years now. So when we go up to play him, he knows all of our tricks.
Yeah.
He knows
exactly
the
where to
looks.
pitch
Yeah.
us.
I think we have like pitching calls. We used to have some similar pitching calls or something like that, but no. It's kind of fun though. I always like playing West.
Yeah, it's fun.
I always look at it like, kind of like siblings, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're allowed, so you guys are allowed to beat each other up, but nobody else better beat them
Yeah,
up, right?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
if
yeah,
anybody
yeah.
else beats up West, then you guys get mad about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Strike 3 on Kieselhorst. Boy, good job so far by Cooney here
Yeah.
in the 6th.
Cooney did a really good job of just coming back into the game and really pitching some strikes. But yeah, back on that, I feel like we're just like one big community,
Yeah,
I mean, really,
it is.
literally, but also because we see each other on the diamond, they're family, they're friends, and yeah, it's just like an overall really good environment.
First pitch fouled up, and it's hard too because you guys always tend to play each other, late in the season, especially
Yeah.
postseason. I mean, and again, we do a lot of basketball, so we did the sectional game last year with Eisenhower and West when Alyssa Nelson and that group were seniors, and Hannah Plockelman and the Ike kids, and Ike won by 30, and it was tough for West, but that's 3 up, 3 down. We're going to keep it here, 3 up, 3 down in the 6th for Wisconsin Lutheran. Your score remains Wisco 3, West 2. Joining us here, Taylor Pry, pitcher for New Berlin Eisenhower, as well as our guest analyst today, Molly Beacom from Eisenhower. And this is like a West nightmare. You got 2 Ike softball girls here on the mic here to talk about them. Taylor, I mean, thoughts on this team, on the West team? I mean, what are your thoughts on this group here?
I think they are a very strong team. I was talking with one of them a couple days ago, and they were saying how they know each other so well that they can play like any sort of game together. So they're like they're like best friends. So they have so much fun when they play, and I mean we do too. But they have a very strong team, I think.
Is there any panic right now, Taylor? Do you think? I mean, they're down 3-2 in a game that probably clearly they should win. Are they? Are they panicking at all, do you think, at this point?
I think they were at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then when they put the second pitcher in, I thought they had a little reliever, but then they had to take her out. So then that was a little stress. But once they start hitting, they're kind of good at keeping it going. So I think they're going to keep it rolling with the hits. And that's what they need.
It just
They
takes
need
one
runs.
spark, yeah, for sure.
If you're Melissa Ton, Taylor, so as a pitcher, when you come in, so 6th inning, you have that lead. It's not a big lead, but what's your mindset here coming on the circle as a pitcher, in this situation?
Honestly, just pitch. I try not to think too much about it, because then if you do, then you end up like messing up and not pitching exactly where you need to. So I just go in there and do what I can.
Well, and look who's leading off. Number 11, the catcher, Kat Burkhart, made a fantastic catch in the last inning right in front. I wish I had a camera right here when she did that. That was just such a beautiful catch. Go ahead, Molly. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say,
question.
I thought it was interesting how her first pitch she was going to go and bunt. That was interesting. Usually I see Kat as a very strong hitter, but the thing is,
speed, though.
that shows just her diversity as an athlete, how she can go from hitting home runs to bunting for a base hit. But no, that was just what I was going to say.
So Taylor, the relationship between pitcher and catcher, I mean, how critical is it here? Really on both sides. As far as if you're Melissa Ton here, what's the importance of the relationship with your catcher?
Oh, I think it's very important. Your catcher has to know what pitches you can pitch well and which ones you can't. So if they're given a pitch that you can't necessarily throw perfectly every single time, then they know how to frame it, they know where it's going to go in general direction, and they know how to make it look like a strike even when it isn't.
Nice, that's gone. That's gone. That's out. That's out. That's gone.
Kat Burkhart!
Yeah, that's gone.
Solo shot to tie us up at 3 in the 6th. No question on that one.
As soon as she hit that one, I'm like, yeah, that's gone. That was skyrocketed. That was a great hit. Wow.
She crushed that thing.
She was due. That was yeah.
That was hard.
Very nice hit. Very nice hit.
Boy, did she hammer that thing. 3-3, and we only get Taylor for a couple minutes. She's got to get off to her next event here, her busy social calendar.
Taylor.
Kind enough to stop by and give us a couple minutes of her valuable time. Lulu Stevens up next, but seriously, Taylor, thanks for joining us. It's great having you. And
no problem. This is fun.
Yeah.
You're not
see
a
you
senior,
tomorrow.
are you?
No, I am a senior.
You are, so you're gone too. So you guys aren't allowed to leave. I mean, don't you know that? You're not allowed to
Yeah,
go
come on. I
anywhere.
can't cry anymore. Don't bring it up.
I know. Taylor, I thought we had done the year with you yet.
Oh, sadly not.
What are you going to do next year?
Going to Madison for nursing.
Good for you. We love career, lifetime employment on that, that's for sure. You'll be taking me when I'm down, take care of me when I'm down in Florida playing shuffleboard someday. Boy, did Burkhart hammer that thing.
No, that was a great hit. Yeah. She has so much power, and that's what I was talking about. She can hit to get on base, she can bunt to get on base, or she can just smack it right over the fence. She's a great hitter and player in general.
1-2 on Lulu Stevens. Still nobody out. Burkhart was the leadoff hitter. It is 3-3. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors for West. 3 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for Wisco. Wisco's left 9 runners on base.
Yeah, that is very crucial.
Yeah.
Very, very crucial.
Coach Hogan never brings that up with you guys, does she? Does she ever talk about that?
They do.
We do.
Once in a while,
we do.
maybe.
Yeah. Usually in our post-game talks, usually only after, a game that didn't work out in our favor.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's good to know. I like knowing that stuff because, it just kind of fuels the fire for the next game, knowing that, it's really important to get runners around once they're on,
Yeah.
Lulu strikes out, so 1 out in the 6th. And here's Elena Ward. Ward 0 for 2, grounded out to the pitcher and flied out to right her last time up. 3-3, bottom of the 6th. Wisco got 2 in the first, 1 in the second. West answered with 2 in the 5th and 1 in the 6th to tie us at 3. Maybe free softball tonight, ladies.
Yeah. Nice
hit
hard
up
hit.
the middle.
Nice
And I
hard
think
hit.
West is waking up a little
Yeah,
bit
I do
here.
too, I
You
do
can kind of
too.
feel it starting to turn now.
Feeling the energy.
2-out single for Elena Ward. I always say these kids like to keep their fans engaged, deal with close games, and make it exciting in the end. I recall another New Berlin team that liked to do that quite a bit also. Now here's Alyssa Malman, 3-3 in the sixth, and we're going to have a substitution or maybe a courtesy runner, or pinch runner, I guess it would be, for Ward. Yep, we're going to have a pinch runner for Ward. That is 17. Who that is here. Well, naughty Coach Minnick, you didn't give me a number 17. Is that 17? Their numbers need to get bigger. Those are way too small.
Let me look.
Come on, Pry, you're a pitcher. You got to be able to see that.
I'm thinking,
Yep.
yeah, 17.
She's in. Now
17.
she's back out. He knew he was in trouble for having somebody on the roster he didn't clear with me first, so that must be it. 3-3 in the bottom of the sixth. Here is Alyssa Malman. Malman 1 for 2. Boy, she's so clutch in big situations like this. And skied in the center field. Chasing, and caught. Nice catch.
We call that the Bermuda Triangle because, boy, if a ball's in there, you never know. You never know.
Kieselhorst on the catch, I believe. The shortstop, boy, made that all the way from shortstop. And Malman is retired on a pop fly.
She was
2
one of
outs.
the girls that was on my team, my summer team too.
Oh, listen, yeah.
Alyssa was?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on her, Taylor?
Oh, I love her.
Is she an athlete or what?
She
Holy
is,
cow.
Yes, she is very athletic and very good at softball.
I got to tell you, I don't know that I've ever seen somebody close as quickly on fly balls as she does in center field. I mean, she closes. You look at things like, that's a hit. All of a sudden, not only is she not diving for it, she almost just kind of like loops in and makes the catch, and you're like, how did she even get there that fast? Her closing speed is phenomenal. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs, and lots of wind. And that one missed 2-1 on Emily Stange. Emily 1 for 2, grounded out and got a single on a bunt her last time up. Well, do you send Ward here? Do you try to get her to second and see if you can score? So Taylor, you're the coach here. What do you think? Do you send your runner at first here, knowing that you may get thrown out for the 3rd out, or do you count on Stange to try to get an extra base hit?
I'd probably wait to get a hit. They're on a roll now, so I think
Good point.
there's a chance.
2-2 coming and fouled off by Stange. Still 2-2. Taylor Pry joining us with New Berlin Eisenhower. So we have 2 Ike kids on the mics today. Molly Beacom and Taylor Pry, pitcher and third base, both seniors for New Berlin Eisenhower. Here comes the 2-2 to Stange. Swing and a miss, strike 3 to retire the side. Taylor, great seeing you as always. Best of luck to you next year. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We're going to take a break. We've played 6, going home to the 7th. 3-3, Wisco and New Berlin West. You're watching W7.
Got a 0-0 ball game.
Yeah, funny how we've went through all this time and we've just started all over again. Here's Melissa Ton to lead off. The pitcher 0 for 3, reached on an error and flied out twice. 2-0 on Ton. Well, the Wisco kids have woke up with the dugout. They're excited, and there's a ball 3-0. Boy, I got to tell you, Malls, it's been a really tight strike zone today.
No, I'm with you there. I was just thinking that actually, because some of these balls really do not look like they're missing that much. So he must have really shrunk it.
There's a strike in there, 3-1. There we go. I'm good at jinxing things. Ask anybody in New Berlin, they'll give you an affirmative on that. 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Top of the 7th. Melissa Ton at the plate. Andrea Cooney on the circle. 3-1 pitch. Swing and hit on the ground to short. Barnsley's got it. Throw over to Stange at first for the out. Nice job by Barnsley at short, and nice stretch by Emily at first.
Still a hard hit.
the field too. We were talking about just the kind of the ground. And
Well, you can see the way the ball kind of skips
Yeah, it was
around on this
skipping
infield right now. 1 up, 1 down in the 7th. 3-3. W7 Instant Classic.
This is an instant classic.
Betcha, it
really
is. Well, if you're West, you want to just get through this inning and then score 1 and go home and be done. First pitch missed, 1-0 on Samantha Thompson. Thompson has been the Viking killer, 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double. And Molly, to your point earlier, they've all been hitting the exact same spot. That's that pocket in left field. Maddie Timmers will be ready to see if she can make a play out in left. Center field, base hit. That's extra bases. That's at least 2, maybe 3. Gonna stop at second. That's a double for Samantha Thompson, and they're gonna have a runner for.
I was a little nervous because I didn't see her go down a slide on that one, and it looked a little close, and I was like, ooh, what do we got? But no, definitely a stand-up double, definitely a hard hit ball. She got all of it.
I always have full confidence in Alyssa Malman to make those plays out there, but that would have been a really tough play.
That was a tough one, but you know what? She gave it all she had. You saw her
She,
with the swan dive for that
she
ball.
doesn't know how to play any other way than that, and that's just goes back to what Taylor was saying. Just how hard she works, and there's no question about that. And I'll tell you what, she'll beat herself up over not making that play, but that was an impossible catch. Well, here's Leah Pino. I wonder if they're going to take Thompson out at second and put a pinch runner in for her, but doesn't look like it. She doesn't have a lot of speed, so they're going to keep her at second. Just 1 out. Pino is 1 for 3, single, grounded out, and reached on a fielder's choice. First pitch hit in the air to right field. Hannah Johnson on the catch. Nice catch by Hannah in right.
I love that effort.
That's the all-conference outfielder right there, all Woodland outfielder making the play in right for the out. Thompson stays where she's at, so now 2 outs with a runner on second. And here's Eva Pino. Eva 0 for 3, 2 flyouts and reached on an error her last time up.
We'll see if she can make something happen.
It's 3-3 in the 7th. Runner on second and 2 outs. First pitch high, 1-0.
Nice ups by Kat there. She just time and time again shows her athleticism. It's really fun to watch.
And you almost take it for granted because, I mean, she's such a great athlete, but I mean, for most catchers, that ball's against the fence. Popped up foul, Burkhart chasing out of play, 1-1 on Pino. One ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs with a runner on second. Eva Pino at the plate, swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Cooney, went down on that one. 1-2 on Pino. Well, chance for Eva to be a hero for Wisconsin Lutheran with a base hit. Could score Thompson at second. Cooney trying to shut the door on the 7th. Here we go. 1-2 pitch coming and high, 2-2. Nice job by Pino.
The one thing I have noticed about Cooney is that when she's up in the count, she really does rely on that rise ball. And Wisco has just been doing a very, very nice job of seeing that, identifying it, and laying off it.
Absolutely.
There it is.
Same
again.
thing.
Same thing again.
3-2 with 2 outs in the 7th.
Yeah, props to Eva for laying off that, because when tensions are high, you're stressed, you know you need to.
You want to go after that, yeah.
Go after it, so it's awesome that she's staying composed and just knowing what ball she should swing at like that.
That's a foul ball. Lulu diving for it at third. Still 3-2.
Good at that right now. Good at that.
High drama at New Berlin West. 3-3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. Pino gets a walk, and now it's Maggie Johnston. You know what's funny? Molly, is I saw Maggie in pregame in the dugout, and I said to her, I said, you know, it seems like West is awful loose. And she said, yeah, we may have to give them a surprise today, and they've done just that.
Oh, yeah.
And here's a chance for Maggie to make something happen on her own. And she looks really loose here, too. Doesn't look tense, looks relaxed, ready to go.
Yeah.
Maggie's 1 for 2, single, ground out, and a walk.
And in this situation in particular, you know, it's hard not to just kind of tighten up and start thinking too much. You know, it's stressful. You got 2 outs, runners on first and second. You're up, and we need a hit for the team. It's stressful, so let's see what you can do. I'm excited.
First pitch to Johnston. It missed 1-0. Boy, great crowd here today for this regional final.
yeah.
Love it. Love seeing people out here to support both of these teams. And by the way, you're getting some pretty good softball. That was actually a strike on the first pitch, so 0-1. Seen a really great game, Molly.
Nice hard
Hit hard to second. Minnick's got it over to first to retire the side. Just like you said the last inning, Molly, you make a mistake, you move on and get ready for the next time because it's coming. She's made that play 1,000 times, and she made it there. Now a chance for the Vikings to win it in the 7th. Bottom of the 7th coming, 3-3. You're watching W7. W7, bottom of the 7th. The Viking Wars maybe coming to an end here, Malls. 3-3. Chance for the New Berlin West Vikings to pull this thing out in the end.
Definitely been a good game, one that's for fun to watch.
In the 7th for New Berlin West, you'll have Hannah Johnson, Maddie Timmers, and Elena Barnes need 1 run to win this thing. We'll see if they can do it here in the 7th. Here's Hannah Johnson to lead off. Boy, great play by Lydia Minnick, and it's a routine play, but I mean, it's one of those, like what you said, is you don't get shaken, you don't lose your confidence, and she did just that. 1-1 on Johnson. Hannah 1 for 2, struck out and singled, made a huge catch in the last inning.
Yes, she did.
Reminder, W7 Live player of the game coming up. I don't think we've decided who it is yet. I don't think we know yet, Molly.
We don't know yet.
1 and 2 on Johnson. A lot of softball going on around the area tonight. We'll have an announcement on our next game, which is scheduled for Tuesday, coming up tonight. And that one missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Johnson, the senior. Leadoff hitter here in the 7th. Hit high and foul and out. Nice play by Thompson. Boy, Samantha Thompson's had a really nice game, offensively and defensively both.
For sure.
So 1 up, 1 down in the 7th. Now Maddie Timmers. Timmers 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. You know what that means, Molly? She's due.
She is due. We'll see what happens.
Here comes Timmers. First pitch. Strike 0-1 on Maddie. Melissa Ton just firing away. 109 pitches, 71 strikes, and 38 balls.
I gotta say, she should be very proud of herself.
She's had a great outing.
An amazing outing, yeah.
Fouled off quickly, 0-2 on Timmers. Elena Barnes next, and then if she can get on Minnick, and then Burkhart waiting in the wings. No pun intended on the unicorn reference there. Kat will get that. Wisco's left 11 runners on in this game. Fouled off. It's still 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hit hard into left center. Extra bases for Timmers. Looking for 2. And in there with a 1-out double. Just like we said, Molly, she was due. Maddie Timmers came up huge with a double. Now a chance for Barnesy to win this thing in the 7th. Boy, Timmers right on, like we said, right on cue. She was due and she came through. Hit that thing hard.
Kept her hands back, drove her right in the gap. That's awesome.
We better get the Viking War theme going here. 2-2 or 3-3, bottom of the 7th. Both teams gonna huddle and talk here in the 7th. Well, you got good speed, so Timmers has good speed at second. You got one out. So here's a question for you. Do you bunt Barnesy here and get Timmers to third and then have Lydia Minnick up? But the thing with Minnick coming up is you'll have 2 outs then.
Yeah.
Potentially, if it's a straight sacrifice, it would be 2 outs. Or do you let Barnesy swing away and see if she can end this thing?
You know, that's a good question, honestly. I think if I were the coach, I might bunt, move Rover. That's a secure option. You have a runner on third, and it changes the whole environment of the game once Lydia's up. And, you know, I'm sure Coach Minnick knows that Lydia can get the job done, having coaching her for so many years and just having the confidence in her. And so, you know, we'll see.
Here we go. First pitch. Hit. She's swinging away.
Possibly.
And down the line, foul at first. 0-1 on Barnesy. Three in the 7th. You got Maddie Timmers at second, 1 out, no balls, 1 strike. On Elena Barnes. Ooh, right to us, foul ball. 0-2 on Barnesy now. Yeah, she is. So no balls, 2 strikes. Barnes 2 for 3, single, a double, and a fly out.
I love her aggressiveness.
A single wins this thing, I would think.
I would think the same.
Just missed 1-2 on Barnes. 3 runs, 9 hits, and 3 errors for West. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 errors for Wisco. 1-2 pitch coming. That missed 2-2. West has left 4 runners on. Wisco's left 11. Here comes the 2-2 and fouled off. Good at bat here for Elena Barnes. Another good battle. We've seen so many good battles today, Molly.
And I think it says a lot about the players as well. You know, the fact that they don't get down, they're staying up, they're fighting.
No question.
And not just for themselves, but for their team too. And
Yep.
I think it just says a lot about both environments.
Hit up the middle. It gets through. Timmers was going and stopped, but she's in there. Ball game. New Berlin West wins it. 4-3 on a single by Elena Barnes to win the game for the Vikings. Your final score, New Berlin West 4, Wisconsin Lutheran 3 in a W7 Instant Classic. Stick around for the W7 Live Zone Athletics Find Your Zone Player of the Game. We'll be back. You're watching New Berlin West Softball on W7.
Hello and welcome back to W7 Live. I'm Molly Beacom, and here with me are the Zone Athletics Players of the Game. We have Alyssa Malman and Elena Barnes. Great job today, guys. Awesome win. So just tell me a little bit about the game. You know, obviously it was a good game. Wisco is a good team. What was kind of going through your head?
All right, well, it was a little scary at first, not gonna lie, but our team chemistry, we've worked really hard on it this season and building that bond between all of us. And I think that's really what got us through this game because we all know that we have to stick together. So even when we got down, we stuck together, we cheered each other on, we got our rally sunglasses on, and we had to come back. So we knew what we had to do, and we did it together.
That's an awesome response. You know, Gary and I were joking around. We put the camera in your dugout, and we're like, they're having so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
And no, I think the fun you guys have in the dugout definitely shows over on the field, and you guys are just a really fun team to watch. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna turn it over to you. You had that clutch hit at the end of the game. What was going through your head, honestly?
It was very stressful, but I knew like all their like cheering in the background just was like very motivating and stuff.
For sure. Yeah. Clearly it's motivating. Look at all this. Talk to me more.
Talk to you more. All right. Well.
See, this is my first time doing this too, so I might not be asking the right
Did you
stuff.
get worried, Alyssa? I mean, you guys are down 3-1, and things started to get a little tight there. It seemed like 4th, 5th inning.
Yeah, so like I said, it was scary, but I have faith in them and how much we've grown together. We did it once against Wisco. I knew we could do it again. It was scary. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was really scared. But I knew that we'd pull it together as a team, and we did. And we really stood for each other. And I said, when Kat came in from her home run, I said, thank you, Kat. Thank you for doing that for the seniors. And everyone, I was like, after the game, I said, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We didn't want to be done yet. And we all played together for each other, and that meant a lot to win that.
Margie, let Kat sit up here real quick. Kat, come up here. I want you to ask you a question.
Yeah, Kat, come on now. Join the party. Join the party.
Come on, Beneki. Classic. Classic.
Too funny.
Kat looks good in that headset.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Oh, yes.
Kat, 2 questions. First of all, did you know it was gone the minute you hit it?
No.
I sure did.
I did.
That
It
ball
felt really,
skyrocketed.
but see, it felt really good off the bat, but then like, we've been hitting balls in the air so much that I thought that it was just gonna hold, and I was kind of scared because honestly, it kind of looked like it was just gonna fall, and she was just gonna catch it right here.
We had some wind fighting out there.
Second question, in all seriousness, talk about Andrea coming back in after Ella going out, coming back in, having to hold Wisco in track to give you guys this win as her catcher. How big was she in this game?
Well, I think it was really good for her. Like, she was struggling a little bit with the walks, and then Ella came in and got those 3 strikes and got her out, which is really good to get Andrea out of that inning. But she came back, and she knew what she had to do, and she just kept grinding, man. She just kept going, and she drove, and she got them freaking out.
Yeah.
Dab on them. Thank you.
Grinding, are you going to buy her a Starbucks now?
I don't know if I like her that much.
Come on now.
Just kidding. I mean, if I take her home, I probably will have to, right?
I think we all might have to get a
Yeah.
smoothie or something.
Tropical Smoothie is watching this. Please sponsor us.
Seriously, we buy so many.
I don't know if you guys know if Claire told you or not, but unfortunately you're going to be stuck with us again next week because we're going to do your sectional semifinals.
Let's go.
I think we're pretty excited about that.
Yes.
So, last question, Molly.
All right, I got one more question, but it's for the whole entire team. Everything that W7 does, we do for the girls!